have re-signed Kaapo Kakko to a 2-year contract extension. And this was expected. I know there were some Ranger fans that were concerned after Kakko was a healthy scratch in Game 6 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, but Kakko is back in the fold. A 2-year deal with a cap hit of $2.1 million. So a bridge deal for Kakko, 2.1. From a Ranger perspective, you got to like that. You figured it'd be somewhere between 2 to 2.5 per season. It comes in at 2.1. And the Rangers probably won't do a whole lot else the rest of this offseason. It is kind of interesting that Tyler Mott still is out there. It does make you wonder, because there were reports the Rangers were interested in re-signing Mott. I still think it's going to be tough to do. I think there's some little moves that you probably could make and I would make to make it happen. I just don't know if they will. Really, to get Ryan Reeves' contract sort of off the books somehow would be nice. Reeves comes in at about 1.75. You wish somehow that money could go to Mott. Not that easy to necessarily make happen. Just a thought, and I don't think that will be the case, but I think that there's definitely interest from Chris Drury to somehow make it work with Tyler Mott. But as far as Kakko is concerned, this could end up being a bargain deal. With Kakko, it's been an up and down beginning to his career. A lot of sort of unforeseen things, the COVID stoppage, the shortened 2021, the 56-game 2021 season. Injuries really hampered him in this past 2022 season, but you definitely want to see more from him. I think at this point, you definitely would like to see more from Kakko. Do I think he's ever going to live up to his number 2 overall draft, billing? Probably not, if I had to guess, but I still think he could be a very, very good NHL player. A really good two-way player who can score goals, definitely kill penalties. We've seen that. And there was improvement, under David Quinn, I felt like from year 1 to 2, definite improvement. The first year he was really young, really raw. And there were some bursts. There were some games where, he performed really well. I thought that in the bubble, he was actually one of the Rangers' better players against the Carolina Hurricanes, which isn't saying a whole lot, but I thought Kakko kind of looked refreshed. And then 2021, I thought that there were some good things going on there. I think in 2021, if I remember correctly, he played a lot with Panarin and Strome. It seemed like that was the line that he was on mostly, although early in the year, very early, before Filip Chytil got hurt in 2021, he was on a line with Chytil that had some success. But I thought Kakko in 2021, was showing improvements. And then in 2022, Gallant comes in, and I think that was an adjustment for him. So you're hoping the growth that he showed under David Quinn, you're hoping that he can show under Gerard Gallant. And with Kakko, a bit streaky, where Kakko, to start the season, didn't do a whole lot. Well, I guess, come to think of it, he got hurt. He got hurt in Game 3 at Montreal. It was a suspected concussion, upper body injury. Maybe it was a neck thing. I'm not sure what it was. So he was out for some time, came back, and he had a really nice stretch. It was about a 10-game stretch where he really did very well. And then there was a pretty long cold spell. And then that kind of coincided with, I guess, the wrist injury. And so he was on the shelf for a while, comes back, scores a couple of goals against the Flyers, and gets hurt again against the Red Wings, and comes back. And I thought he was a pretty good contributor on that kid line in the playoffs. Out of the three, probably the least impressive. Chytil was obviously really great. A lot of goal scoring for Filip Chytil. And I thought Lafreniere really stepped his game up. Kakko out of the three was probably the worst, but I still think he contributed. And the points should have been more. Some of that his fault, some of that not. Obviously, that goal interference against the Penguins in Game 1. That was a great play by Kakko and really a bad call. But for him, missed opportunities as well. You think back to Game 1 against Carolina. Open net, misses it. That one hurt. That one hurt a lot. But I really thought that he was pretty good. And like I said, to me, I see someone who can really kill penalties and show that two-way game. So, for Kakko, last season, 43 games, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points, and a +9. So, I think that the +9, it is a good sign. He was a -26 his rookie season. And plus minus, again, that could be a misleading stat, but it was evident that he really was a bit lost in his rookie year. He was really young. I mean, he's still only 21 years old. So still a lot of room to grow. You got to be patient with these kids. And look, in Kakko's defense, he doesn't get a whole lot of power play time. And so it's all even strength based. We've talked about that with Alexis Lafreniere, with it's a lot of, almost all of his points are even strength points. So Kakko, maybe there's some power play time that comes his way. But I do think that I'm very happy that this was a 2-year contract, $2.1 million per season, no complaints there. But I definitely want to see Kakko, grow into his role and be a top 6 guy. I mean, look, if he's on the third line, it's not the end of the world by any means, but someone that can really contribute, get 14 to 15 minutes a night at least, which I think is hopefully even more than that, honestly. I hope that they give him more power play time, but I think realistically that's going to go more to Trocheck, more to Lafreniere, more to Hedl. I think Kakko, you're going to see him in that second unit, but I think he might get some penalty kill time. But yeah, Kaapo Kakko, this will be a big couple of years for him. I certainly think that, the thought of him getting traded, it exists. I think that possibility exists. But now with, Vetrano out of the fold and Andrew Kopp, it means the kids are going to have to step up. And I like that. Like, no question about it. You have Vitaly Kravtsov, you have Kaapo Kakko, you have Alexis Lafreniere. They're going to fill some of these roles in the top 3 lines, ideally the top 2 lines. So we'll see what happens. But to this point, for Kakko, been a bit up and down, but I definitely see room for growth. And I do believe in this player. I don't think he's going to be like the number 2 overall pick. I don't think that the scoring is going to be through the roof by any means, but I like his puck possession game. He can play a pretty heavy game down low. What I think he needs to do better on is, he needs to improve on his speed. Definitely. He's not the fastest skater in the world. Hopefully he can get a little bit quicker. And then also, he holds onto the puck a little bit too long in close. He needs to make a decision a little bit faster, whether that be shooting the puck, more ideally shooting the puck. He's got a good shot. I think, a little bit more aggression from Kakko could do him well. So, not unexpected, but still good to see. Kaapo Kakko, extended 2-year contract worth $2.1 million.